common stereotype, I think, a common misconception about the church, and it's this: the church just wants my money. The church just wants my money. This is not true. I wish that this lie would just die forever in a pit and stay there. Unfortunately, there are too many bad leaders, frankly, throughout the church in the Western world who really do want your money and who want to get wealthy off the people of God. And it's a disgusting thing. But our church, I'm not worried about your money. I don't really care about your wallet. I care a lot more about your soul than I do about your wallet. All right, now, that has something to do with one another, don't they? Why is that? Because the Bible has a whole lot to say about money. Jesus had a lot to say about money. But the biggest issue with money is not whether or not you give it to the church, but whether or not it corrupts your soul. Because there's something that happens with wealth for all of us. There's something that can so easily happen with wealth that will twist us and leave us in ruin. And it's not at rock bottom about money. At rock bottom, it's about security. It's about, where do you find the fulfillment in your life? Where do you find a sense of things are going to be okay? Because why? And if you think the answer to that is because I have a lot of money, you're way off. And you will never have enough to get that answer. You'll never have enough to lay your head down on the pillow at night and not be thinking, to be really secure, I could just use a little bit more. And that's the issue with money. It's not about whether or not you give it to the church. I don't really care about that. In our church here, I've been here for 5 years, and we've had times where we have really good giving. We have times where we don't have a lot of giving. We've had years up and down, whatever. And you know what has been the consistent thing? God has provided for the needs of this church every single step of the way. In 1929, this church was planted. That means in 2029, in 5 years, our church will have been in Redmond, Oregon for 100 years. God has been taking care of this church a lot longer than I've been here, and He will be taking care of this church long after I am dead and gone. So I have no problem. I'm not worried about your money. Are we okay with that? Now, God provides for His church because people believe in the mission of the church and the gospel of Jesus Christ, and they give generously, and that's many of you. And I'm deeply thankful to that, and I don't want to treat that trivially. But what I most care about for every single one of us is that you come to trust Jesus with your whole life. Every single part of your life, every single sphere, every single thought, every single feeling. Now, that's a high bar, isn't it? And how many of you are Christians? You're like, well, that's what I want. I want to trust Jesus every single second, right? Now, how many of you do? I'm just like, sometimes I'm awake at night, and I'm like, and I'm with the man who says to Jesus, I believe, and also, help me. Help me. Because it's like, I want to trust you. And on a certain level, I do, God, I trust you, right? All my chips are in, okay? I'm betting the farm on you, God. But also, I'm like twisted up too. What is going on in my soul? So I care that you come to trust Jesus with your whole life, that you love Him above all else, that you cherish and treasure Him as nothing else in the world, as no resource, as no bank account, as no relationship, as nothing. I want you to treasure Him above everything. I want you to spend eternity in joyful fellowship with Him and with all the saints. That's what I want. A lot more than I want anybody's money.